Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is October 24th, 2024 and Jordi Cruyff has spoken about the decision of the club to sign Raphinha back when he was working at FC Barcelona. Also, Gerard Martin has been renewed. And finally, today, Deco met with Pedri's agent. And not only did they discuss Pedri's renewal, but they also discussed two more players. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kit bag, goal kits, or fanatics. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you hit the Bet Us. All links are down below in the description. Now I'll begin with the news that Jordi Cruyff has spoken about the decision to sign Raphinha. As you know, Jordi Cruyff has now joined Movistar Plus as a commentator where he covers Champions League matches. And during yesterday's coverage of Barcelona's victory over Bayern Munich, Jordi Cruyff talked about the signing of Raphinha, and this is what the former Barcelona sporting director had to say. Whenever we had questions about Portuguese or Brazilian players, we always asked Deco for advice, as he knows them well. It's true that we talked about Raphinha without knowing that he was the agent. What Deco said this summer is a bit like what happened. Which, by the way, for clarification, Deco said that, he offered to help Barcelona sign Raphinha, and that's exactly what happened. Anyways, we continue. When it goes badly, you have to raise your hand just as if it goes well. It's a job for the club, the coach, and also with Mateo, obviously, because we had to fit the numbers. But I remember this signing above all because of the moment it happened. We spent a significant amount, but 2 weeks later, the Premier League United spent 100 million on a player from Ajax, and Chelsea spent 100 million on a Ukrainian Mudryk. In the end, it worked out for us at an acceptable price. So Jordi Cruyff talking about the signing of Raphinha, how it happened, how they reached out to Deco, because he's pretty well versed in the Brazilian and Portuguese market, even though they weren't aware that he was the agent, and how Deco ended up helping Barcelona sign Raphinha. And then Jordi Cruyff, trying to justify how much Barcelona spent on Raphinha, because of course back then Barcelona were pretty broke. We still are broke, but not as broke. But they were pretty broke. And Barcelona spent 60 million, and Jordi Cruyff saying that that wasn't too much, that was actually acceptable in comparison to what the Premier League clubs were spending. And in my opinion, I think the last 2 seasons, Raphinha did not justify the 60 millions we spent on him, but now he is absolutely justifying. Now, Jordi Cruyff also had some praise for the Brazilian player, and this is what he had to say. I think now this season he has taken a step forward. He also feels a bit liberated. I think he has had a very complicated summer because of the usual rumors and the famous environment that the club has. Captain, and he feels like new. He has a new energy, and today he is being, I wouldn't say the best, but one of the best, not at Barca. So Jordi Cruyff talking about the improved form of Raphinha and how he has stepped up during this season, and talking about that he thinks part of it is because the captain armband, and I think I absolutely agree. After all, Raphinha himself said that he has had a change of mentality which has helped him improve his performance, and I think part of that is being given the captain armband. I think with that responsibility, Raphinha has felt that he needs to step it up, and of course Hansi Flick, who everyone he touches, he turns into gold. Now, more news, because it's reported that Barcelona have completed the contract renewal of Gerard Martin. Now, the 22-year-old left back, his contract was set to expire at the end of the season in the summer of 2025. However, Barcelona were working on renewing his contract, because even though he hasn't had the best of minutes whenever he has played with the first team, nonetheless, he completely enjoys the confidence of Flick. Flick believes that Gerard Martin has lots of potential, that he can turn him into a really good defender. And as such, Barcelona have reportedly completed the contract renewal of Gerard Martin, extending his contract until 2028 with a 100 million euro release clause. And of course, we are now awaiting the official announcement of Barcelona. Now, speaking of contract renewals, today Deco met with Pedri's agent. And not only to discuss Pedri's renewal, but to discuss other players, which of course we're gonna talk about. Now, as far as Pedri, as you know, his contract expires in the summer of 2026. Barcelona consider him as an absolutely vital player for the squad. And as such, they are working hard to renew his contract. Deco had already met with Pedri's agent, Héctor Pérez, but now he met with him once again in order to continue the negotiations. And of course, we know that Pedri wants to stay in Barcelona. Barcelona want to keep him. So these negotiations should finalize and we should be able to renew his contract without a problem. And so far, the talks are ongoing. They're going a little bit slow because there is no hurry. Because again, both parties want to continue their relationship. So there is no urgency as far as finalizing the contract agreement anytime soon. Now, that's not the only player that Deco and Héctor Pérez discussed. The other player was Ferran Torres, because Héctor Pérez also represents the GOAT. Ferran Torres, of course, I say that sarcastically, but it's not clear what exactly they talked about. We don't know whether they talked about a possible sale or what his condition is as far as his injury or anything like that. But there have been reports circulating stating that Barcelona are open to selling Ferran Torres this summer for around 25 million euros. And of course, that's not a surprise because Barcelona have been open to offloading Ferran Torres since 2 summers ago. But so far, the player has refused to leave. We'll see what will happen this upcoming summer. And we'll see how much, whether he would want to leave and how much Barcelona would be willing to accept. After all, Barcelona did pay 55 million euros for Ferran, so they just cannot give him away for free or for a very low price. Otherwise, it would cause a big loss on Barcelona's books, which could then negatively impact the financial fair play. Now, the last player or the third player that Deco and Héctor Pérez discussed is Noah Darvich, who's also represented by the same agent. And this conversation was not about selling or buying or extending the player. This was simply a discussion about his performance because Noah Darvich has started to take some prominence with Barca Athletic. We know when he first arrived, there was a lot of expectations because he's a player with lots of potential. At first, he wasn't really meeting those expectations. He had a slow start in Barca Athletic, but now this season he is stepping it up. He is starting to slowly take more and more prominence in Barca Athletic, and it's reported that the conversation was about the performance of the German midfielder, whose contract does expire in 2026, but it's reported that both parties did not talk about a possible renewal. I imagine Barcelona are probably monitoring the situation, waiting for Noah Darvich to finally have his breakthrough. And once he does, I'm sure that's when they're going to start talking about extending his contract. Anyways, that is all for this video. I did do another video a few moments ago. Make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, peace, guys.